Hello everyone, welcome to All About QA channel. In last video, we have discussed how to set look and feel of the dialog box. You can click on the I button to refer the last video. Alright, now if you can observe one thing, this dialog box is coming at the center of the screen, and you can see any application we work for will be having maximum functionalities. Mostly the critical functionalities will be at the top of the application or left hand side or at the center of the application. I'm not talking about the Eclipse tool. Majority of the application is built in such a way that most of the critical functionalities will be at the top of the screen or left hand side or center. So we can keep this pop-up somewhere at the bottom right corner here, because I think this will be more convenient for the user rather than keeping it at the center, because it will be quite disturbing for the user, right? So we can keep this pop-up here at the bottom right corner. Now let us see how we can do it. Now coming into JOption pane, we don't have any direct method or properties for JOption pane to reposition it. So to do that, what we can do is we'll create a frame and we'll include that frame here. We'll pass that frame object here in this show confirm dialog method, and we'll try to drag that frame to here at the right bottom corner. Let us see how we can do that. So I'll create a frame here. In Java we have a class called JFrame, which is part of your Swing package. So I'll just create a new frame here. I'll write new JFrame so that I can create one object here. Now I have created an object of my JFrame class. If you are not aware what is a frame, let me go to paint here. So frame is nothing but kind of a container which will contain almost all your UI elements. You can keep a number of your buttons, you can have your text fields, you can have your pop-ups as well. So this is something which will contain all those UI elements in a frame. That is the reason we have created a JFrame here. Now what I will do is I can reposition frames anywhere on the screen, right? So I'll just write jf dot. You'll see okay, I'm getting some error here. Yeah, now if we'll give a dot here, you can see there are many inbuilt methods are available for a frame, but our intention is to reposition this frame and JOption pane. So what we can do is def dot, there will be one method available here. We can write here set location. So you can see here there is one method here, set location integer x and integer y. So it is taking two parameters, an integer value. This is nothing but your pixel count, where exactly you want to show it on your screen. So for the timing, let it give some random values. We'll see where exactly it is getting populated. So this is basically your resolution size that you can enter here. There are some other properties. I'll set it up. I'll copy from here dot set visible here as a method. I'll make it true so that the frame will also be visible. Then I'll pass this jf here in the null. If you don't know what these parameters are, I have already prepared one video. You can click on the eye icon to refer it. In the null, I'll give jf here. I'll pass that object whatever I have created for jframe to my JOption pane. Now this JOption pane is part of my frame. Let me run this one. We'll see what exactly it is happening in the screen. Yes, so somehow it is coming here. I need to move it to somewhere to right little bit. Anyway, so this integer x and integer y is your pixel counts. Usually it starts from the left top corner, that is your 0 0 position, and gradually the x value increases horizontally from left to right, and the y value increases from top to bottom vertically. So that is how the coordinates have been given here. And however, we have hard coded the value here, right? The location, the coordinates. And if the system has different resolutions, that time this hard coded value will be different for different systems. So rather than hard coding it, we should be making it a dynamic way. So to do that, we have a class in Java that is called dimension. I'll use that class and I'll try to create one object here. I'll make a new class equals to, there is another abstract class available in Java. I'll use toolkit. There is an abstract class called toolkit. I'm getting one error here. I'll just check for this. This is asking to import mean dimension class from the AWT package. I'll import it. There is another error I'm getting for toolkit. Toolkit is also part of your AWT package. I'll import it. Now as soon as I'll give a dot, I'll give get default toolkit. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll give dot, I want the current system's screen size. So every system, every monitor will be having different pixel counts available. So we'll create an object screen where we'll be getting the current system's screen size. So once that object is available to me, what I'll do is, let me take this object here. I'll give it a dot here. You can see there are many methods available here. So I'll take width, which will return an integer value. Now this will return an integer value. I'll store it in an integer variable. And another one I'll take is my height of the screen. Let me give, you can see here, one. I'll take, so basically this will be my dynamic values, my integer y. So dynamically I have taken my system's resolution by taking width and height. So what we're going to do is, this is my x value and this is my y value. So now it doesn't matter what kind of system you have, whether it is how much resolution system you have, what is the monitor size and everything. So it will be handled dynamically. Now let me try to run this one. Let us see what is happening, where exactly the pop-up is coming. You can see here it is exactly coming at the right bottom corner. Now let us see what value we are getting actually from here. I'll just stop it. Let us give a sys out so that we can see what value we are coming here. I'll give x here plus, let us print the value of x and y so that we'll get some clear picture, like what is the current resolution of my system here. So let me run this one again. Now you can see here at the console at the back end, it is saying that my current system resolution is 1280 into 720. So that means, as we discussed earlier, the coordinate starts 0 0 from the top left corner, and this 1280 720 is your rightmost bottom corner. So that is the reason our pop-up is coming at the right bottom corner. Now we can observe one more thing here. If we see here, this pop-up is right now at the right bottom corner. If I'll click on the Eclipse application, you can see the dialog box is going at the background, and right now the Eclipse is on the focus, right? So in the course of our test execution, we'll be dealing with our application, and every time we need to do Alt tab so that this dialog box will come on top of the screen, and we can click on the OK to take the screenshot. So it increases one more step to do Alt tab every time, right? So we can reduce that step. So to do that, what we can do is, we'll always keep this dialog box on the top of the screen, so that anytime I can do all the actions or testing on my application anywhere I want on the application. I will come here and I will click on OK button, and a dialog box will be there till I click cancel or this cross icon. That will definitely help to reduce one more step to do Alt tab. Now to do that, so what we can do is, as we discussed earlier, right, this show confirm dialog is now part of your frame. So we have a property in our frame. I'll just add that property here. We have a method here, jf dot, we can make it to set, I think it was always on top. Yeah, set always on top. This is the method. We can give false or true. I'll make it true, so that by default the dialog box will always take the precedence and it will always be on top of the screen. Now let us run this one and we'll see what is happening right now. You can see here this pop-up, this dialog box is here, and if I click on the Eclipse here, still the pop-up is right there. It is not going to the background. so there is no need of an extra step where you need to do a alt tab to take the screenshot. In case we need to do some action at this place, like some functionality you need to test and you want to take a screenshot, that time we can drag and drop this pop-up somewhere else. You can perform all your actions here, then click OK, and every time this pop-up will come at exactly at the same location only. So this will definitely help us to save some amount of time in doing that. Now let us see one interesting thing here. So you can see this pop-up is available right now. I'll click on cancel. Now the pop-up is gone now, but if you'll see, the program is still running. That is because we have closed the dialog box here, show confirm dialog, but this is part of frame, right? But we are not closing the frame, so the frame is still on. That is the reason the program is still running. Let me show you one thing. So this, I'll just comment this out. Let me give here something around 500 and 400. In this case we can able to see the frame actually. Let us run this one. Now you can see here, right, this pop-up is part of this frame. That is the reason when we click on the cancel button, however this pop-up is going out, but the frame is still active. That is the reason the program is not stopping here. If I'll expand here, this is your frame. This is somehow it is looking like this is a container where you can add all your buttons and text fields and everything, and you can make your own UI. No need to get into those details because we are using one JOptionPen pop-up, so there is no requirement of so much of coding to do that. It is already defined in the Java JOptionPen which we are using it. So now our responsibility is to close this frame. So how we can do that? Now you can see here, as we discussed earlier, this is the JOptionPen show confirm dialog. It is going to return one integer value. So let us put an if condition here. I'll just write here something like this. So if my option value equals to I'll write here dot. So if I'll click on OK button on the pop-up, so this is the OK option, you can see here it will return an integer value. So if that returned integer value is equals to my option here, then I'll write the code here to take screenshot, something like that. If it is not that, that means if I'll click on the cancel button or I'll click on the cross icon, that time I'll close my application. Let system dot, we'll just close it, exit 0. There is some error here. Okay, right, let me run this one. Now you can see here this pop-up is coming here. I'll just click on this cross icon. Now you can see the program is getting terminated. So I'll change this value to X and Y here. Let me run it once again. So it is coming at the right bottom corner. Now if I'll click on cross icon, or maybe I'll click on the cancel button, you can see now my program is getting terminated. That is because this if condition is getting false, I'm not clicking on the OK button, so it is coming to else and it is closing my application. In the next video we'll proceed with further coding part. Thank you for watching this video.